My dear brothers and sisters in Christ, today's gospel from the Gospel of St. Matthew chapter 8, verses 5 to 17 talks to us about the healing power of Jesus' word, and of course the healing power of his touch, as seen in the case of Peter's mother-in-law, as well as others possessed by demons and those suffering from other illnesses. This was also seen in yesterday's gospel when Jesus touched and healed the leper. Today's gospel story is about the encounter between Jesus and the centurion. Although the reading says that the centurion appealed to him, which I believe was intended, but what he says afterwards suggests he only informs Jesus that his servant is sick and suffers terribly. He feels this information is sufficient to communicate the problem to him, and Jesus will do his thing. It is important and significant to note that this man, who is a soldier, is also a pagan and a stranger, meaning he was not a Jew. Yet he has this great faith in Jesus. His attitude was that of absolute trust. It is a sign of the future role of Gentiles in the originally all-Jewish Christian community. Upon receiving the information about the young man's predicament, Jesus' immediate reaction is, "I will come myself and cure him." The centurion does not expect such an immediate and generous gesture, but surprisingly, he declines the offer to have Jesus come in person, citing his unworthiness to have Jesus come to his house. He instead requested Jesus to just say the word, and his servant will be healed. Trusting Jesus' ability to heal by just saying the word. This clearly expresses strong faith and absolute trust in Jesus. According to him, as an army officer, he has people under him, and he gives orders, and the orders are carried out with military dispatch. So, when it comes to healing, he knows that Jesus can do the same. It is worth noting that each time we gather to celebrate the Eucharist, our prayer before receiving the Eucharist echoes the words of this centurion, who acknowledges his unworthiness to have Jesus under his roof and asks him to heal his servant with the power of his word. Jesus was astonished and praised the centurion for his humility, trust, and faith in the healing power of his word. According to him, nowhere in Israel have I found faith like this. Jesus said this because of the systematic rejection of him and his message by so many of his own people, coupled with their fantasy of absolute ownership of the kingdom. Jesus went further to present us with a picture of what might happen in the future, predicting the possibility of the Gentiles becoming God's people and citizens of the kingdom, sharing glory with the Jewish ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, while many of Jesus' own people will be left outside. The centurion's story ended with Jesus saying to him, "You may go. As you have believed, let it be done for you." And the scripture tells us that at that very hour, his servant was healed. Brothers and sisters, we can testify that faith is a sine qua non in our relationship with Christ, and for his miraculous powers to be effective in our life. Our nationality and social studies are insignificant and irrelevant in matters of faith. Jesus expects our absolute trust and strong faith in the power of God made manifest in him. So as followers of Jesus, we ought not to be left outside, because it would be unfortunate to lose one's position for someone else. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.